Riverdale Insurance, replacing risk with reassurance.
Okay. What about, in terms of motor insurance, what about people who use fleet insurance as a way of paying less for a group of people to be insured on multiple cars? How are they
Okay,
getting
so
away
there's
with it?
fleet insurance,
Is that still
there's,
working? Yeah.
there's fleet insurance, and then there's motor trade insurance.
Okay, yeah. So
For
motor
many years now,
insurance is what I was
yeah.
referring to,
So
yeah.
for many years, motor trade insurance has been used as a family policy. We've put our
Yeah.
whole family on the policy. We've put our pets on the policy. We've put our neighbors on the policy, and we've had the ability to drive any car. Now, I've been in the sector for many, many, many years now, and I've seen the transition and the changes. And I've also seen I'll use the word abuse. I've seen the abuse of such policies. I had a call last week. Actually, yes, a few days ago, I had a call from somebody who was trying to who had a trade policy for many years, but wasn't actually trading as a motor trader, and the insurer the insurers actually caught onto this, and they didn't renew, and the client, the individual phoned me up and says, "Is there any chance of a trade policy?" But I don't really trade. Now the answer to that is no. If you're not a motor trader, if you are not buying and selling motor vehicles, or you're not in that sector at all, then you shouldn't really have a motor trade policy. And if I give you an example of a case many, many years ago, I had a sole trader who was actually a builder by trade. So he was a builder by trade, and he had a motor trade policy. And he'd gone to one of his suppliers to pick up some materials, and on the way out of the suppliers, he was involved in a collision. When the loss adjuster spoke with him about the collision, the loss adjuster established that at the time of the collision, he was actually leaving his suppliers for the building trade. It had nothing to do with motor trade. So it was established that the client was, in fact, not a motor trader. He was actually a builder. So the policy was deemed nil and void. And as a result, his house was repossessed.
Wow.
Now, bearing in mind, I said he was a sole trader, so there was no limited company to protect him. He was a sole trader.
All the liability
any
falls
damages,
on.
Yes. So any damages that were as a result of that went on to him personally. And I'll never forget the call he made to me potentially 10 months after that interview, where the bailiffs were on the front door repossessing his house, and he was on the phone screaming to me saying, "What shall I do?" So that's how severe and that's how serious it can be.
Wow.
We take insurance very lightly. I feel we take insurance very lightly, and we think it will never happen to us. You don't want to be in that situation.
It's actually a legal transaction. It's a legal relationship as well, which is why we have to be very mindful of the technical information that we're providing knowingly. And even, if we're thinking of being a bit naughty, it's not even worth it, is it? You just rather be straight, be honest.
So that's the motor trade policy. So a motor trade policy, basically, if you're a motor trader, you can buy vehicles from the auctions or from anywhere, and you can drive any vehicle. Okay, you have a duty to inform the MID and put them on the database, and you're effectively insured to drive any vehicle. Then you have fleet policies.
Can I get my family on that policy as well, by the way, even though I'm the motor trader? And can I get
you can have your spouse on there.
Okay.
But anybody else on that policy must be part of that business.
Okay.
Even if they're in the capacity of an admin, but they must be part of that business. And what insurers have started doing now is asking for payroll and asking for evidence that these individuals are actually in the business. And also, if you're a motor trader and you've got 6 drivers on your policy, and yet you're only selling one car a month. Insurers are asking for justification as to how you are paying the salaries of your staff. And also, if you're trading from your home address and you've only got one car parking space on your drive, insurers are keen to know where you're parking your stock vehicles, because if you're parking your stock vehicles on the roads, you're causing inconvenience to your neighbors, which may ultimately result in a claim, because somebody may damage your car, somebody may vandalize your stock. So insurers have really tightened it up now. Yeah, and also they will check your electoral roll to see how many people live in your house. Even if you've got a driveway where you can keep 3-4 cars, but you've got 7 people living in your house, they will bear that in mind. They've got Google Earth. They can see, they can zoom down live on your house and tell you exactly what the situation is of your premises. So motor trade policies at the moment are very hard to do. No insurers want to take them on, and the ones that are taking them on are really, really stringent when it comes to the risk assessment of that policy. Then you have the fleet policies.
Yeah.
Now, fleet policy is basically a policy for your business, and all of your business vehicles are on that policy. And anybody over the age of 23 or 20, or anybody that works within the business can drive any vehicle. Now, these policies are vehicle based, so every vehicle you add on will attract a premium. Whereas the motor trade policy are drivers based, so every driver you add on will attract a premium. So if you are, in business, and if you have a business going on, and you have multiple vehicles for the business, I would strongly recommend that you take out the fleet policy rather than trying to go the backdoor route and taking out a trade policy, misusing the policy, and then in the event of a claim, getting burnt.
Thank you for that.